All right, this is going to be the third type of problem that you might see when you're doing the solving equations in terms of a variable. And so for this kind of problem, I'm going to break it down basically into two steps. I'm going to go back to my Cornell notes here. Um, and so I'll have my title up at the top, which is Solving Equations in Terms of a Variable. Again, sorry about my handwriting. It's just not the best. I apologize. I can't do much better than that. But what is definitely true is that I will say everything that I write. And so then my big question is going to be, how do you solve for a variable in multivariable equations? All right, and so I'm going to go ahead and start by writing down the problem. I have negative 7u plus 3v plus 5w plus 6 equals v minus 5w minus 8. Okay, so when I am looking at this problem, I see two things. It says solve for u, and so I'm looking to solve for this guy right here, which means I need to get rid of all of these things that are here, and I need to also get rid of this negative 7, which is multiplied by u. I'm going to try to color code my steps here. And so this plus 3v plus 5w plus 6, what you'll notice is those things are all added to the term that has u in it. And so I'm going to subtract them to get rid of them. And I can do it all in one step, so long as I do the same thing to the like terms on the other side. So I did minus 3v because it was adding 3v. I did minus 5w because it was adding 5w. I did minus 6 because it was adding 6. And of course, there's going to be some problems where you have to add in order to undo subtraction. I did the exact same thing on the other side to the like terms. These guys are going to cancel out. And so I will get v minus 3v is negative 2v. Minus 5w is minus 10w. Negative 8 minus 6 is minus 14. Okay, and that's going to be equal to, the only things left now are negative 7u. And so I have to get rid of this negative 7 because, again, I'm still solving for u. I find it helpful to sort of make a mental check at the end of each step to think about what I'm solving for with these multivariable equations. And so if I'm solving for u, what I notice is that negative 7 and u are currently multiplied, and so I need to divide. And I'm going to divide by negative 7. And so I'll divide this side by negative 7 as well. And so I get, as a result, because negative 7 and negative 7 cancel each other out, they become 1, so I get 1u. I get negative 2v minus 10w minus 14 all over negative 7. And so what you'll notice is that there are no answers like that because there are no answers here that have a negative in the bottom. And so one of the tricks that you can do here is that if you have, let's say, just as an example, if I had negative 3 over negative 2, that is exactly the same as 3 halves because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. And so I'm going to apply that here. I'm going to take this negative that I have on the bottom and I'm going to apply it up top so that I can make everything positive. So if I want to make the bottom positive, I need to make the top positive plus 10w, and then since this last term is currently minus 14, it's going to become plus 14. Occasionally you'll have to change a term from a positive to a negative in order to do that. And if you have trouble with that, just ask me for help in class. All right, so now I have u is equal to 2v plus 10w plus 14. 2v plus 10w plus 14 all over 7. That looks like the third one here, so I'm going to click it. Looks like it was right. Since this is Cornell Notes, whoops, I'm going to go back and sort of summarize. The first step here is add or subtract. And then the second step was to divide. And then the third step was to simplify the fraction. And so this is the third type. We'll call this type 3. And this is maybe the simplest type. It's really, when you break it all down, it's really just a two-step equation. You have to add or subtract some terms, and then you have to divide some terms. The way to identify these problems is that you have, when you're solving for when it says solve for u, you'll see u in exactly one term, and you won't see it in any other terms. The other thing you'll see is that there is no big division here, as there are in some of the other types of problems. If you need more help, please ask in class, and if you need help clarifying anything I've written because my handwriting is pretty bad, please just let me know.